Somehow On Air-Deraan returned.
That's right. After getting back into the fold of what this is supposed to be like, we are back and ready to talk about another episode of The Bad Batch. I am Freddie, and joined as always by Luke.
Hello, that's me. Somehow I have also returned.
Whoa, how's this possible?
That might become a trend today.
It might become a trend. And we're talking about episode 14 of Bad Batch, entitled War Mantle.
Yeah, we are right back into it. Final 3 episodes of the series and maybe the whole show. Things may or may not be happening, but I am suddenly, once again, full of vigor about this show.
Whoa.
As if previous 2 episodes of this podcast never happened.
Yeah, just forget those.
What about you, Freddy? How are you? What are your feelings?
Whoa, we haven't even talked about the Stardust structure.
Well, I'm not... Well, I'm just asking you, what are your feelings as a person?
Whoa, I'm feeling alive. Anyway, to the Stardust structure of this episode. we normally...
We barely even started this. We are already... sorry, you already said all of this. Don't let me distract you any longer.
You're star-distracting me right now.
Whoa!
So... As always, we start our starter structure by saying that we're starting the starter structure, and then we move on to we have our next section, which is the Grand Admiral thoughts, which are our general thoughts, but better.
Yeah, non-spoilery thoughts about this week's episode.
Exactly.
Lovely things.
Exactly.
And that is then followed up by the very spoilery non-facts non-thoughts, real facts about this episode.
It's an objective overview.
Objective opinion. well, what is this? The plot of this episode condensed as much as we feel like at the given moment. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Exactly.
Sometimes without tangents. Often with tangents.
Always with tangents. And that we didn't even say the name of that section.
Oh, of course. Well, since I don't think we even need to explain why it's called the Crochet Granite, right?
Yeah,
it goes without saying.
Goes without saying what the section is. And following Crochet Granite is, of course, the Nitty Gritty, which
the complete opposite of Crochet Granite.
Yeah, we just talk about everything we thought, everything we didn't think, everything we saw, everything we didn't see, and everything in between.
The Bendu.
Whoa. But that follows later. But after the Nitty Gritty is a new segment, which is, of course, entitled Something New, because we board the In Predictor cruiser to talk about our In Predictions.
Yeah, we call them our In Predictions, not just because it goes with the pun of the Interdictor Cruiser and prediction, but it also gives us a backdoor in case our predictions are wrong.
Which they almost always are.
So far, I don't think we haven't gotten anything right.
I think we've gotten some things right about this episode.
Some very minute details. Look, I said like twice already that we should mark them down to see what turns out to be correct. I didn't do it either time.
No, and if we just remember the wrong thing and we remember ourselves as just right, then we're always right?
Correct.
Whoa. And
that's another nice thing about the In Predictions. They are correct even if you didn't say them.
Yeah, as long as you just remember them wrongly, then you remember them rightly.
Yeah, it's not like there is any way to prove that we're wrong.
There's no proof ever. But of course, following our departure from the In Predictor cruiser, we go on to our final award-winning segment: Light Side, Dark Side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu.
The Bendu. Indeed, and this segment that has scored all the gold medals at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics is probably fairly self-explanatory, but in case you don't get that very good metaphor, we highlight a good thing about this episode, hence the light side.
And then a bad thing, hence the dark side.
And then we sidelight something that's not necessarily positive or negative, but is notable nonetheless.
Yeah, if it's not positive and it's not negative, how about it's just itive?
You say itive.
Yeah, so it's not positive and it's not negative, it's just itive.
A tiv.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Star Wars name. Tiv.
Tiv.
Tiv Garlands.
Tiv is certainly a name.
Tiv. We're thinking of Carson Teva, aren't we?
Maybe. I forgot.
I know we've always called him Carson Teva, but everyone else seems to be calling him Teva.
Well, they're
Tiv.
Wrong. It's spelled with an I.
Whatever case. Well, whatever we say is correct.
Yeah. we are the arbiters
the
of canon.
subtitle of our podcast is "What is this? An objective podcast?"
Whoa. I feel like that would get us banned.
Well, it might give us a lot of traction in the comments of the YouTube chat of the Star Wars YouTube channel.
Oh God. No, please no.
I haven't checked in the last week or so, but
It almost certainly
it was
is.
still a cesspool a few weeks ago. Even though what they're referencing happened when in March.
Yeah. There's almost
Maybe even
certainly the
sooner?
same things going on. It's
Yeah.
really tragic. It's just sad.
They really need a help.
Yeah. Indeed. But talking about help, this podcast needs help because we're going into our first section. So, Luke, what did
You better get help when Grand Admiral Thoughts comes in.
Indeed.
He likes to talk and think about art. So, what did you think about this art?
Whoa! I was going to ask you first. So I thought this was a massive step up. In fact, I would say that this episode of Bad Batch is peak Bad Batch. This is exactly what the show should be, and I thought was trying to be, but has been sort of veering off course for the last few times. But it's back in full force, and if the rest of the series is like this, I think we're in for a treat. And so, what about you? What did you think?
I am hoping that, just like you said, the rest of the series will be like this, since, if I'm not mistaken, we only have 2 episodes left.
Indeed, yeah.
There isn't too much time to wrap this up as a 2-parter and make a finale about something else. I think we're on a roller coaster ride to the end at this point.
Imagine if the next episode is about last week.
Imagine.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I was also very happy with this episode. It reminded me of a Metal Gear Solid mission, which automatically gives it plus points in my book.
I was going to say it reminded me of A New Hope in some ways.
Oh, I can see that too. There are certainly parallels that can be drawn. And cinematography-wise, I saw a little bit of episode 6 as well, but that's kind of par for the course. But I'm not sure that I would say peak Bad Batch. There was still one aspect that I found a little iffy. And when we get to it, we'll probably agree.
Whoa. I got a feeling I
other
might
things
know
that I
what you
thought-
think of it, what you're thinking is iffy, but I think that they had a way to make it not iffy that is actually apparent in the episode, but they didn't make it clear in the episode.
That makes me think we are actually talking about the same thing.
We might be.
And in addition to that iffy thing, one other thing that I thought could have been a teeny tiny little bit better, but didn't really detract from my enjoyment. So yes, I would say this is definitely up there.
Whoa. Yeah, it's not my favourite episode of this season, but I think this is like what Bad Batch should... Like, this is what the season should be like, rather than
Yes.
the mercenary Sid stuff. I mean, it's clear that was holding it back in some ways from its potential. But before we get off tangent and talk about spoilers, maybe we should just spoil the entire thing with
Yes.
Crochet Granite. So, how did the story start, Luke?
Well,
That's our new catchphrase. How did the story start?
we have too many catchphrases. We're running out of shirts to put them on.
Whoa.
Well, oh yes, the story starts in a very mysterious way. Still in a very Metal Gear Solid-esque way, from the setting to the music to everything. But the point is that there is a certain figure running through a forest, chased by something that looks like dog-shaped crocodiles.
Dog-shaped crocodiles, and then clone thighs seen running.
Yeah. People in white clone armors, anyway.
Yeah, that's what it appears.
And it appears that they are chasing one of their own.
Yeah, and he looks like he's wearing like a commando chest plate, but he's got no armor on, and he's running a bit. Can't really recognize him, if I'm being honest.
He's a clone, of course you can't.
They all look the same to me.
Wow.
I'm talking about clones.
Who are you, Bo-Katan? With
Oh, no.
clonism like that?
Oh no. But he, before getting captured, he places this very conspicuous red glowing beeping tracker on a log before getting captured.
Yeah, getting hit with stun rounds.
Yeah, but the great thing is
using on him for reasons.
Yeah, but the glowing the beeping tracker had a cover over it. Did you see that? So you can't see it.
I think so.
Yeah, so you can't see it like flashing, which is funny because like, well, okay, never mind. But then it cuts. Then it cuts to, of course, the Bad Batch en route to another mission for Sid, because that's what their life is like now. Mm-hmm. But they get an incoming transmission. They're getting hailed by Rex.
Yeah, good old T-Rex is hailing them with some important information.
Indeed.
He's there to tell them that one of his friends has been captured.
Whoa, he has a friend?
And he's visibly in distress and, doesn't have much time, but still relays all the necessary information about this mysterious person that needs extracting.
Yeah, and he's in a bit of a tight spot right now, so he can't do it himself, so he needs the Bad Batch to do it for him. And Hunter is like, oh, but we're doing this pointless mission for Sid, where we're literally a slave to the capitalist system, just like doing work for an employer, on end for end, pay the debts and live. And it's like everyone else is saying, and Rekka's saying, that's a good point, and then everyone's saying, no, but we gotta do what's right. I mean, we've gotta help people, and Rekka's like, that's a good point, and then Echo's like, I trust Rex, and if Rex trusts this person, then I trust this person, and Rekka's like, that's a good point.
So many good points.
There's so many good points. But
yeah, and ultimately Hunter gives in to Echo's death stare.
Pretty freaky death stare, massive eyes.
Massive eyes and things jutting out of his head.
Yeah. He looks like Peter Capaldi.
Wait, does he still have stuff in his head?
I don't think he looks like Peter Capaldi in The Suicide Squad.
He does.
Well, he did in the Bad Batch arc, at least.
At the very least. And, Hunter rules that they will abandon Sid's mission, which, they will have to deal with the consequences of that later. But now they are going to a planet that has a name.
Darrow.
That I don't remember.
It's Darrow.
Darrow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yeah, it's a planet that is not supposed to have anything on it. any installations, any cities.
It's just meant to
At least,
be...
the operative word being not supposed to.
Yeah, it's just meant to be forests and big mountains.
Which really reminds me of a certain planet from a certain The Believer.
Whoa. I mean, it doesn't look the same.
It doesn't, but it's also a foresty planet that isn't supposed to have anything on it, but has Imperial installations.
Well, it's not supposed to have anything on it, but it does also have people living on it before the Imperials anyway, so that... It's meant to be like... Darrow is meant to be uninhabited, whereas the planet in The Believer is just meant to have like some small settlements.
Fair enough. In any case, they sit down and start investigating, find the beacon that this mysterious friend left behind.
Indeed. And then they... I forgot what made them look at the mountain. I think Hunter was tracking them too, using his heightened senses, wasn't he?
Something of the sort. He can feel electromagnetic fields, can't he?
Something like that, yeah. I was like, how on earth does that happen? But oh well.
It's like when the doctor ate a little bit of dirt, and then she was able to tell like that there's like a shop 15 miles away.
Oh yeah.
That they sell delicious donuts or whatever she said.
God damn it! I actually like that episode, but I don't like the start of that episode.
Remember how she was also talking about like the goat uprising?
It was called the Woolly Rebellion. I absolutely hated that. So stupid.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Only one more season of that, and then we're free. In any case, speaking of being free, they decide to go investigate the hill, but Hunter rules it to be too dangerous for Omega, so sends her with Wrecker back to the ship.
Indeed, which is a bit strange, considering every single episode of this.
Step back.
Yeah, considering every single episode of this entire show, but yeah.
He says that it's that this mission was up to debate, but this isn't.
Yeah, which was whatever. But Hunter, Echo, and Tick, they climb the mountain, the entire mountain, and they discover a huge Imperial base in the mountain.
Yes, and they see that there are two kinds of armored people in there.
Yeah, they say that there's clone commandos, so that's pretty cool. But there's also some people with new armor, and it's like, ooh, new armor, pretty cool, and it's some really cool armor, in my opinion.
It's they didn't go straight to stormtroopers, which is something that I knew that you would be quite excited about.
Yes, it's very excited about, and it's based off of Ralph McQuarrie concept art as well, which is pretty cool as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of the Stormtrooper cadet masks that Ezra
in Rebels, which are also based off of Ralph McQuarrie concept art.
Unsurprisingly, because everything in Rebels is.
Literally everything is, yeah. It's weird that they haven't used the concept art from the other concept artists for the original Star Wars films.
Because they're not as iconic.
There's some pretty iconic ones, though.
No one cares.
I care. Boo-hoo.
I know, but when you go to the Star Wars Celebration, people are going mad for Ralph McQuarrie, but don't remember anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember that other people's names, so I guess I'm as bad as everyone else.
If not better.
Whoa! But they decide to sneak into the installation and look for the prisoner, because they know the prisoner's clone number, don't they? I can't remember.
Yeah,
it.
I believe it was CT5576.
Why is he a CT? I don't understand. It should be CC, but whatever.
It also seems strange to me that this number would imply that he's younger than Fives.
Oh yeah.
Or the same age as Fives.
That doesn't make much sense. But we'll talk about later. But then eventually they find this clone in a prison cell, and he reveals himself. Does he reveal himself, his name? I don't know, I think he does.
He does in this episode. I don't know if it happens immediately, but it's Gregor.
Yeah, you know the guy that died?
From George Lucas's favorite arc.
Exactly. I love that that's his favourite one. It shocked even Dave Filoni when he said it was his favourite arc.
The arc in question, believe, was it Droid Generals? What's it called?
It's just the droid arc, the D Squad arc.
Yeah, it's the arc where R2-D2 and a tiny little frogman who drives a gutted astromech walk around the desert for a little bit and then meet a clone who then explodes.
They walk around the desert for 2 episodes, find a clone who explodes, and then in the next episode they're in space.
Yeah, something like that.
So
well, Gregor is the clone who explodes.
Yeah, and he's back.
But he's fine.
He says...
Just a little loopy.
He says that he and the 50 other commandos went to that installation to train new TK units. It's like TK units, as we know. TK being stormtroopers from A New Hope with TK-421.
Yes, and similarly to that, eventually we find out that they are in fact conscripts or volunteers. And
it seems they're volunteers at this point.
You did say that the Empire never had conscripts, did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they never did, because otherwise they would literally be impossible to defeat.
Probably. And they have to fight their way out of this installation, but
they accidentally start the alarm when Echo uses Republic security clearance codes.
I believe this one was on Tick.
Oh, was it Tech? I can't remember. I was thinking he was using a droid arm, but so they get into a scuffle with a load.
Echo will use this droid arm earlier to find Gregor.
Oh, that's it.
Using his organic R2-D2 powers.
Yeah. They fight.
Was it human R2-D2 that we called him?
Yeah, something like that. They fight through a load of. They fight a commando and a few proto stormtroopers, and then they take one of the security clearance cards from a commando and use that to try and escape. And a lot of running around ensues, a lot like A New Hope, in my opinion.
Or Metal Gear Solid, but New Hope is probably a more salient metaphor or simile.
Yeah.
And ultimately they decide that the only way out is through a cooling vent.
Indeed, as it tends to be. But on their way they get
sort of the opposite of A New Hope.
Whoa. But on their way they get attacked by a very familiar commando. None other than Scorch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's that clone with the color on the commando's armor.
I didn't know that. Is he
from Republic Commando?
From the game?
Yeah, he's one of Delta Squad. So you got Leader. I can't remember the lead. I think he's just called Leader. Scorch, Fixer, and Sev.
Very cool stuff.
Indeed.
I gotta play that game sometimes.
I played it a few months ago, and it's very difficult because everything's just really hard to kill.
Well, in any case, even this video game character doesn't prove to be enough to stop them.
Well, no,
they find themselves at the side of a mountain trying to.
He shoots Gregor, and basically punches Tech quite a few, and sort of beats Hunter, but just gets stunned a few times, and he was still fighting after getting stunned twice. Yeah,
pulling some Terminator moves,
yeah.
Or the call armor from the Stargate, which is my point of reference.
Yeah, and he keeps going, but then he gets taken out, and then they go onto the side of a mountain, as you said, to try and get airlift from Wrecker and Omega, who were formerly just playing a weird checker game thing.
Like a checker mahjong kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a reverse mahjong.
And but they fly the Omicron to the side of the mountain to pick them up. But there's a load of A-wings being scrambled, not A-wings, V-wings being scrambled to attack them, and destroy their ship.
So they have to dogfight for a little bit while the three amigos hold their position. Well, four
amigos now. They all jump on.
So three musketeers then.
Yeah, the three musketeers, because there's four of them.
All four of them.
They all jump onto the Omicron ship. Apart from Hunter,
well, you say all of them.
Hunter doesn't get to jump because they're getting attacked. They got their cooling vent or whatever, their power generator destroyed, so they needed to get airborne, fly away quick.
They even had to plug in Gonki to get some extra charge.
Yeah, thank God for Gonki, the real MVP.
Yeah, exactly. Literally just what I was about to say.
Yeah,
but
Hunter not so lucky.
That there is not enough time.
He falls, doesn't he?
Yeah, he falls 100 meters down.
Yeah, and he goes through a lot of trees.
Should not be alive.
Yeah, he should have died from that, but he then does a Rambo First Blood, kind of stand with a knife against a load of people in the background while he's in the foreground, and then he gets captured. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, he gets put in a cell.
He gets tragedied.
He gets very much tragedied, but it's unfortunately not a young Moff Gideon who's there to question.
Oh my god.
Imagine if it was. It's in fact, still a very young person, at least chronologically. It's a certain approximately 10-year-old clone.
It's
named Crosshair.
Exactly. And he's saying that I've been waiting a while. He's like, hello, my little green friend. No, but
do you like this? This is my Darksaber. I have it now.
Yeah.
I'm technically a Mandalorian.
Technically, goddamn it. Yeah, so now Hunter is captured by Crosshair. The Bad Batch have left.
You say he gets captured by Crosshair. He gets captured and then Crosshair shows up.
Yeah, true. And now...
That man did nothing.
Yeah, and the Bad Batch flown away, much to Omega's dismay. She's like, oh, we must go back, and Tech is like, nope, we must listen to a Hunter at this point, because he's kind of right, we would have exploded.
Yeah. And they get away, and then the credits roll.
Yeah, exactly. That is the end of the episode. What an episode, in my opinion.
What an absolute hell of a ride.
Yeah.
I can't wait for 3 nights from now.
Oh my god.
When we get another episode.
We forgot the entire B plot, which is pretty... The Camino B plot.
Oh yeah, we did.
So concurrently to this, the Empire are taking all of the clones, all of them, the clone troopers, the trainee clone troopers, the young clones. They're taking them off Camino and they're taking them off world to somewhere else as part of their operation, which is ahead of schedule. And Nala Se and the Prime Minister, they're like
Lama Su.
They're like, this ain't cool. What's gonna happen?
Lama Su is like, you must get our best technicians and prepare to take them off world.
Yeah.
The Empire cancelled all of our operations. It is not likely that they will let us continue doing what we do best. How do you like my impression of a Kaminoan?
Amazing. I think that was word for word.
Yeah.
But then Admiral Rampart comes in and he's like, well, we want all the medical professionals like Nala Se, they're still useful to us, but politicians like Lama Su are not useful. And then it's heavily implied that Lama Su gets executed in that room right then and there.
Yeah, right on the spot. A couple troopers waltz in, the doors close, and we cut away.
Yeah, so he's probably dead.
Yeah, what else could it be? It's worse than he imagined.
Yeah.
And then he turns to Nalase and is like, Our chief scientist, Dr. Vindy, has been looking for a good successor for a while.
Imagine.
That did not actually happen.
If Dr. Vindy was there, I would be amazed. They'd bring him back. They've probably forgotten about him, let's be honest.
I would literally scream if that happened. I was going to say something else, but I didn't want to edit it out later.
Bruh. Yeah, so that's the end of the plot. So now I guess we can go into the nitty-gritty of the episode.
Yeah, and we sure do have a lot to talk about with this one, don't we?
Yeah. So...
where do you want to start? Just take us away.
I don't know where to start. I think the first thing I think we should say very quickly is just address the Omega situation that I'm sure you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, let's get the negative out of the way.
Okay, so they left Omega behind again. Which is...
Again, even more without question than any other time. This was the furthest back they took this since Cut and Run.
Yeah. But then later on, Hunter says that they're Omega and Hunter, Omega and Rekka, sorry.
They were the getaway drivers.
They were their backup. So, my question is, why didn't they just say that they were the backup? Why did they say, you're staying by the ship? I mean, it kind of... It makes them seem purposeless. It makes them seem like they're sitting on the ship because, there's nothing better for them to do. When you could just say that they were the backup and, it's fine. I mean, that's an explanation, surely.
It can't even be cut for time because instead of making him say, it's not up for debate, just say, you are our backup, you're very important.
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a baffling
It's
decision.
Why? Why was it written that way? Oh well. I do want to say, did you know what other episode the director of this episode directed? You're gonna know it. You're gonna know the episode.
I thought about looking it up, but I didn't. Was it, in fact, what is it called? The droid head one.
No, he's directed 2 episodes of Clone Wars that we have seen in our rewatch.
I'm going to hazard to say Rookies.
No. He directed Defenders of Peace and Hidden Enemy.
Oh my god.
Fun fact.
Wait, Hidden Enemy being...
The slick one. On
Slick. That was the other one I was thinking it could be. Wow.
Yeah.
My prediction came out correct.
Whoa, if only you said it.
Well, as we've discussed, whether or not I say my prediction doesn't matter.
It doesn't count.
Jedi Crash.
No, not Jedi Crash. Defenders of Peace, which is the second one.
Defenders of Peace.
Which is the second episode, which I think we said was better than the first episode. I can't remember.
It definitely had the very fun set pieces with the little siege.
Yeah, and also the base, and also the
tower defense bit.
No, the bit when the Jedi took over the CIS base, didn't they?
Yeah, that. Oh, right. Now I realize that the siege could have been both things.
Yeah, I thought you meant the siege at the end of the episode.
No, I meant the other thing, but I just said it.
The siege is in the episode. That's a good episode.
Ah, the siege, as in the Mace Windu part of Ryloth, was it?
No, as in the episode in Mandalorian.
Ah, yes, that one.
Yeah, the one in the base.
The Bendu.
Yes. There's so many names.
What, for Bendu?
No, just for episodes of Star Wars.
I mean, there have been how many episodes of Star Wars? Well over 200 at this point.
There's a lot. I mean, how many hours of Star Wars content is there?
Well, a 24 episodes are about 8 hours.
Yeah.
And so if we say that there are about 8 seasons of No. Well, if we lump in...
I'm searching on Google.
There are about 15 seasons worth of animation only.
Yeah.
So that's about 120 hours right there.
If you watch all of the movies, it's 25 hours and 7 minutes. Like, all of the movies, including Rogue One and Solo.
And Clone Wars the movie?
No. I just searched on Google. How long?
If we lump that one in, it's about 27 hours. Which is about 3.5 series of animation.
Star Wars The Clone Wars.
So there is about twice as much.
If you watch all of Star Wars The Clone Wars, it takes 2 days and 18 hours and 30 minutes. And The Mandalorian altogether is 11 hours long.
So that's about 170 odd hours of canon Star Wars.
Hmm.
Then you also have droids, Ewoks, the Ewok movies, the Christmas special, the Freemaker Adventures, which are semi-canon.
There's a lot of Star Wars.
There is, and I'm definitely forgetting something.
The holiday special.
Oh, the other Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, the Clone
Star
Wars.
Detours.
That's just called Clone Wars. Star Detours never got released.
Yeah,
Only
sorry.
the one episode got leaked.
It counts in my heart.
In your heart.
Yeah. You have the Robot Chicken Star Wars, which might as well be official. There's
a lot.
Close to 200 hours of content.
Oh, that's so much time. That's so much.
It's like 8 days.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
that's
days.
only the visual stuff.
Yeah.
Bad days.
Oh god.
If you add like all the books and the comics, that's more content than one person can possibly consume in a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on watching everything or reading everything. Otherwise I'll die probably.
Well, I may or may not be able to catch up on the canon books one day,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't hold my breath. I
Which
still haven't finished Rising Storm, and there's another High Republic book out anyway. So
which would you say is the best Star Wars book that you've read so far?
I would actually probably say Light of the Jedi.
Really? Whoa.
It did have something about it that was just more compelling than most of the other things.
Yeah, well that's really
It
cool
was
then.
probably mostly about finding out about this new setting and characters.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how much of it is actually its merits.
Yeah, but I mean
it's
that's the
one
main
that I probably
thing.
had more-
Enjoying it is the main thing, right?
You'd think so.
You'd hope most of Star Wars is that way.
Yeah. And I've actually enjoyed what's it called? The Greater Good much more than I expected.
Yeah, even with all of the confusing names.
I felt that it was a bit less confusing in this one.
What, in the second one?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
that's
as we
good then.
discussed, I can't remember almost any proper nouns from Chaos Rising. And the ones that I do remember, I have no idea who they are. I know they were the Leo AOI.
What?
The Leo AO.
That sounds like a vocalization of like a part of a song.
It sounds like a Metal Gear thing where there's like a mental block that everyone has in their brain, so that whenever anyone talks about the organization, the Patriots, they hear it as if that person said the phrase "Ladi Lule Lo" instead.
Is that a joke?
It is not a joke.
Oh my, what?
It's because they're Japanese games, and in Japanese language, there is no letter L. So the syllables "Lali Lule Lo" don't actually exist.
Yeah, like Finland.
So it's like Finland or Australia. So basically, they are hiding even beyond the reaches of language this way.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but I love it.
That's, yeah, I don't think that kind of thing will happen in Star Wars.
I mean,
Well, it could
I don't
actually.
think that there are nanomachines that everyone has in their brain yet.
Yet.
Except people with very strong diarrhea.
Well, what is the Force if not nanomachines persevering?
Nanomachines, son. Oh, wow. I feel like people would hate that even more than midichlorians.
Oh my god. Well, if the midichlorians weren't living microorganisms, if they were all cyborg, like cybernetic microcomputer implants.
Created by the Rakata.
Whoa.
Or someone.
Created by Mr. Force.
Created by
Forrest
Kathleen.
Orst. Forrest Orst.
Who's Forrest Orst?
So his name will be F. Orst. Force.
Oh, God. He's actually the clone of Force.
Whoa. So many incredible Star Wars revelations right now.
He is also the father of the Wills.
Whoa.
First name the, last name Wills.
Whoa, not William Wills. Billy Wills.
That's actually the former YouTube name of the YouTuber William Noble. Used to be called the Wills.
God damn, that's
used
such
to
a
do book adaptations of movies.
Such a niche joke. That's like, imagine the population of all living things in the entire universe that understand that joke. Like, what's the percent?
I mean, it's more people than listen to this show.
Oh, oof.
I just can't stop roasting us like this.
Yeah. On Air-Deraan, worst Star Wars podcast.
Indeed.
But
I wouldn't have us any other way, because that would probably be too much work.
Whoa. But talking about things that are bad, how about some things that are good that we like? Let's just talk about some good parts of the episode. So, for a start, let's talk...
Which is most things.
Most things. I really liked being able to explore the Operation War Mantle stuff. I think that was interesting.
Yeah, we got more of a peek at it than I believe we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Because the only other things that we've seen were
Crosshair's
squad.
Yeah, which certainly seemed to be
was,
start of Death
three
Troopers.
People and one of them died?
Yeah, they seem to be the start of Death Troopers, don't they? No, it was 4 people and one of them died.
Oh, okay. Well, there was some rumbling, people thinking they might be Death Troopers.
They could
because,
be. They've got
the armor is a little similar.
And they got the green visors.
And I think they're meant to be a bit more gaunt, kind of like Crosshair is.
I think I can understand it as like the start of Death Troopers as like a part, as like a core, as like a part of the Imperial like military. Not necessarily the start of the Death Troopers as in like the genetic implants, because Death Troopers are genetically modified humans.
Yeah. They're also cyborgs, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they could be. I mean, they're like modified in many different ways that we don't really understand. And in my opinion, I would rather we never understood. I think that makes them even more. If we understand, if we find out the secrets of the Death Troopers, I think that would make them less interesting. I think it's more interesting that we don't know.
I mean, are they actually that interesting?
No, but I mean, like, it's just cool to have, like, Death Troopers. Rather than go, like, I don't want to know their in-depth history. Because we know they're meant to be, they're important, they're a big deal. We don't need to know the ins and outs of everything. And this is coming from someone who likes to know the ins and outs of everything for Star Wars.
I don't know. I don't think that they are, like, that special to be that mysterious.
No, I'm not saying mysterious. I'm just saying we don't need to explore it anymore.
Fair enough. I guess, yeah, they don't matter enough to be explored more, either. Yeah, but I do like that we're getting more into War Mantle itself. That they are being trained by clone commandos, which is probably, the best decision that they could have done with them.
But it's interesting that Gregor said that they didn't train them. They didn't tell them everything. Anyway, they didn't tell them everything they know.
Well, how much time do you even need to train a non-modified person to teach something you've been taught since you were a child with improved cognition or something?
No, but Gregor...
They learn in a special way, those kids.
Yeah,
they learn to eat nothing as well.
But Gregor said it as if, like, they were purposely not teaching them everything.
Yeah, I feel like that may have been more for a joke, because how long has War Mantle even been going on?
I don't think it's been going on for long.
There shouldn't even be that many troops.
I mean, we don't...
And if there are, like, how many did it say, like, 1,000 troops in that installation?
Yeah, but we don't know at what state... I mean, they could just be at very early stages.
No, my point is that there were already, like, too many of them.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Unless
because they were in a
going on for like a year.
I don't understand your point, because like they could just be at an early stage of training.
The War Mantle program.
I know, but that doesn't have a bearing on how many there are, though. I mean, 1,000 isn't that many in Star Wars, really.
I guess this was a training installation. It doesn't matter if they were like in armors and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of their training, I guess. That's what I assumed. It's like then it's not like
they don't
they're
have to protect anything or anyone or themselves even. So
yeah, it's just a training.
Doesn't have to be like a big military presence. It's
yeah,
like the police academy.
Whoa! Have they got a guy that does the impressions? All the funny voices.
Have they got a guy who's really tall and really strong and has to tear out the front seat of a car to be able to fit in there?
I know that fact. Did they say that on Mr. Sunday Movies?
That was in the first movie.
No, I've never seen those movies.
They're pretty fun. I don't know if they ever talked about it on Mr. Sunday Movies.
I feel like he must have.
They probably did if you remember that guy.
Yeah.
The voices guy.
I know that guy because he was in the Robot Chicken parody when he gets shot.
Fun.
Yeah, it was Professor X took over the police academy, and he put he put the police trainees in the death room.
The danger room.
The danger room, sorry. Yeah, and as you can probably guess, they all died. Like sometimes Robot Chicken is wild, so
it is indeed buck wild.
Yeah. But talking about Operation War Mantle, I don't think that it's been like in effect for very long. Like some people have been saying that it could have been going since like before the end of the Clone Wars, but I personally don't think it was.
I'm fairly sure that Crosshair's people were the very first ones.
Yeah.
Like proof of concept.
Yeah, I agree.
And even in their case, it was a bit strange how effective they were.
No, it's not.
Quickly.
It's not really, because they said before that these people are from militaries from across the galaxy. Like, because there's
Right.
because each like system would have their own planetary, or like each planet might have their own planetary defense force.
Yeah, like Naboo does. With
Yeah,
Typho.
like they already have their own.
The fascist.
They already have their own militaries, so, and that's why I also assume that the people we see in TK units we see in this episode may already be somewhat experienced from military service on other planets.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But it also makes a lot of sense that the commandos just wouldn't have time to teach them everything. And as I'm pretty sure that Gregor said that he had like doubts about this for a while. He could have been just holding out on teaching them some stuff.
Well,
like how to survive explosions or shots to the chest.
Exactly. What I'm hoping is that this episode, that the Bad Batch so far has been over the span of like 6 months or maybe nearing a year, because like otherwise I don't want things to be going too fast, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know about a year, but have they said that they've been to like 20 missions minimum a few episodes ago?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, how many times have they been doing the Markiplier mix?
Probably like 100 times at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get that tradition started as a tradition, so...
And you can't go on a mission every day, can you?
I guess no. It would take time to go between places in hyperspace.
Yeah. Prepare, go to a mission, do the mission,
when the plot demands it.
After a mission.
I was just saying that hyperspace travel can vary in length of time depending on like if the plot requires it or not.
Yeah, it's just kind of whatever.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it would have a time effect in something like this, because it's not like it needs to be fast paced like in Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, and like in Revenge of the Sith, it seems like it takes time. So I assume it takes time in this too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how long. I'm assuming that things have taken long time. That we're at least a few months away from Revenge of the Sith at this point. But I've no idea.
I would hope so.
Yeah, because I don't want Operation War Mantle to happen too close to Revenge of the Sith, as that would kind of diminish the era that I quite like. Because it's the era from Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison, which I mentioned weeks and weeks and weeks ago, and has just now gotten another episode made by Mr. Sunday Movies on it, which I found quite kind of funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they made
I was wondering if that was that story.
Yeah, they made an episode on Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison years ago, like years upon years ago, and then they just did another one, which is pretty great.
Content.
Yeah, which is
stonks.
Yeah, so if you want to know stuff about Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison, check that out, or just read the comic.
Yeah, or wait for us to make an episode on it as well.
Wow, when we run out of Star Wars content, when on earth will that be?
Probably never.
Yeah, considering there's going to be stuff forever.
Let's cross our hairs.
Yeah, cross our hairs. Whoa. Speaking of crosshair, do you think that he's actually like going to like is he turning on the Bad Batch, or is he like gonna switch sides or something?
I don't think that he's going to switch sides without any intervention from the Batch.
Really? It seemed like at the end of the Ryloth arc, he seemed a bit like apprehensive.
I am unsure.
Like he had that weird. The last shot of the Ryloth arc was like him doing a weird face when he seemed like kind of like internally conflicted. Maybe, I don't know.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I don't know. If anything, I think that what is going to be happening now is him just doing a very slight torture of Hunter.
Whoa. What, before... before them escaping. I mean, how are the Bad Batch going to free Hunter at this point, other than someone from the inside getting him out? Like now, like in terms of it being a show.
I think that Crosshair. I guess these are our in predictions.
I guess we can. Yeah, we can do it whenever.
I dropped Boss Nass's arm again. I tore it off. I think that Crosshair is going to make a trap for the rest of the Bad Batch, with Hunter being the bait. I think that is what would make the most sense right now.
Do you think?
And the Bad Batch will spring the trap.
On purpose? Like, will they know it was a trap?
On purpose, yes. Obi-Wan style.
Yeah. Because I feel like they can't just do, the classic, getting tricked to free Hunter and then bad things happen, because we've seen that a bazillion times before.
Yeah, and it will turn out that it was not actually Hunter, but the ghost of
Luminara. They use Luminara Unduli's body again.
Did we see her die yet?
No.
She died in the movie, didn't she?
No, we haven't seen her die, but we assume she must have, because she was on Kashyyyk as well.
Unless they use her living body to lure them in and then make her give up the ghost.
Oh my god. That's gonna be a wild ride.
And it's going to be not happening in this episode, most
No.
likely.
I mean...
Or in the series, I mean.
Someone pointed out that, at this point in the first season of Rebels, Kanan was captured, wasn't he? And then the last 2 episodes of Rebels was the Phoenix Squadron trying to plan to free Kanan in the finale.
Same with season 2 of Mandalorian.
Yeah, so it's possible that could be what's going on. So next episode will be them figuring out what's going on, Hunter getting tortured, and the Bad Batch figuring out what to do. Well,
don't we just love plots like that? I mean, they're a little par for the course for Star Wars, but I don't think I'm complaining. It's not uncompelling.
Uncompelling. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward. I wonder if Will Gregor will be more of a staying role for a little bit. I'm assuming they must make physical contact with Rex again, rather than just over a hologram.
Yeah, I think that the point of Gregor being here in place of Hauser, who I think might make a similar amount of sense in a similar role as Gregor. I think he's there so that they can recruit Rex for the final confrontation.
Yeah, but Rex has been trying to recruit the Bad Batch.
Well, I said recruit in a very metaphorical way. Just for Rex to show up and help out.
Yeah.
And then, be on his way again. Maybe with Omega, maybe not.
Yeah.
Because everyone else dies.
I feel like just saying that Hunter was really mean. Not bothering to, He was more willing to just keep on doing the mission with Sid than to help out Rex. He was, totally willing to just go, oh well, and just continue along his merry way, doing mercenary work.
Yeah, it's come to think of it, this felt even the biggest step back that Hunter has ever taken. We've seen him learn lessons about, not doing everything for the money and seeing Omega as a worthwhile member of the crew. And it was like he completely unlearned everything this episode.
Yeah. Do you think they're doing it so other characters can get their time to shine? Echo wouldn't have been able to get his time to shine about saying how much he trusts Rex if Hunter actually had his character development.
Yeah, and Echo did shine more than in most episodes today.
He actually spoke this week.
More than once.
Yeah, so that's
and he actually had things to say.
Yeah. which a nice surprise to see. Tech didn't do.
To be sure, but a welcome.
Tech didn't do that much still.
Tech messed up. He's the one who got them, who alerted everyone because he used the old clone codes.
Yeah. But that wasn't... I mean, that sort of was his fault. He's not usually that careless.
No. And I guess they've been using them this whole time, until now.
That's so silly.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I do hope that... I don't think there can be any sort of revelation for why he's acting this way, Hunter, that is. Because even if he was, working with someone secretly, there's no reason to be, a dick about, taking jobs and everything.
Yeah, especially to, Omega and his family.
Yeah, his brothers and a sister. This is literally just him being written very inconsistently, which, at this point in the series, is more disappointing than ever.
The writer of this episode is their first writer's credit, so...
Yeah.
It's their first... Damani Johnson. It's their first writer's credit on... Damani Johnson has worked on some other... has done writing for All Rise, Salvation, Major Crimes, and Necessary Roughness. So... I don't know what those things are, though, so I can't speak to their quality.
In either case, this Nigerian is being very loud again. I'll just let him back in.
Okay.
I don't want the entirety of my voice track to be him. He sure has a knack for being a little annoying at the worst possible moments.
What a Nigerian.
He's a needy little slaver. Yep.
Your cat is a slaver. I was going to say...
All cats are slavers.
Whoa.
ACAS.
Whoa. What was it? Something about Gregor. What is your opinion on Gregor's return in general?
Right. Well, he is another cameo from Clone Wars, which everyone is very opinionated about. But with a slight caveat that I didn't like how they just hand-waved how he survived blowing up. I thought his cameo was one of the better ones.
Yeah. Because they don't go, "Hi, I'm Gregor. You may remember me from these episodes." They don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't that. But it was quite fun. And it's good connective tissue, because when spoilers, he shows up at some point later in the franchises, there wasn't really any explanation to how he was there.
Yeah, he was already kind of crazy in this episode.
Yeah, he was a little bit loony.
Yeah,
much happier than he should be. It's a bit strange that the Empire kept him around to train.
Yeah, I don't really understand why he is crazy. I assume it's from the bomb, from the explosion. But
I don't know what else it could have been. I was going to ask you if he was like that back in the Droid arc, but
no,
I assume not.
Well, he forgot he was a clone, didn't he?
He did?
Yeah, that's the whole point of those episodes. They were the D Squad were saying, "You're a clone. You're a soldier of the Republic. Go out and do what you were born to do." All that kind of stuff. And he did a heroic last stand and then blew up.
But survived.
But he survived somehow. And then went to...
Somehow Gregor returned.
Indeed. I've heard people saying, Star Wars Explained said that if that kind of hand-wavy explanation is good enough for Palpatine, I guess it must be good enough for Gregor. But in my opinion, it wasn't good enough for Palpatine. So...
Yeah. Well, I would personally be a bit more lenient with Gregor. I'm still sad that they hand-waved it like that. But it's...
I'm not expecting them to go in depth about his history and how he survived at all. I'm not expecting that. It would be nice to have some kind of I would prefer to later know what happened rather than just like a complete like hand wave that's never addressed ever again. I know I went from earlier on today saying that I don't want in-depth explanations to I want in-depth explanations, right, Greg? But I don't want it done in an unnatural way. So I can understand why that's hard to do as a writer.
Yeah. Well, to be perfectly fair, it was he made like a jokey comment about blowing up before, but he didn't necessarily say that it doesn't matter how he survived. It's not like a Sherlock situation where the writer outwardly says, well, you're stupid if you make fan theories and wonder how he survived.
God, yeah, that's so annoying every time I think about that.
Yeah, thanks, Moffat. Still better than Chibnall.
Oof. Yeah. But I wanted to say about something we said last week kind of happened. And that is Gonki getting a spotlight.
He did.
We said that we wanted like a Gonki episode. And look what we got. We got a Gonki episode. Well, it's not just about Gonki, but it's payoff from when Chekhov's Omega fixing Gonki in the Ryloth.
Chekhov's malfunction.
What, right? I mean, he always had the malfunction. It was that it got fixed. And it came to use when the walking battery powered up the Omicron ship. So
he fulfilled his purpose.
Yeah, does that mean he's dead?
I was wondering the same thing. I don't know. I don't think he like fritzed out or anything. He is a battery after all.
Well, I mean, he used the stuff as a battery, but then there was like a power surge, wasn't there?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
I imagine if Gonki died, and
they can still probably play that weird board game on his corpse.
Oh, that's true.
You can use him as a table.
But, yeah.
Omega can gut him and use him as a
husk for a weird frogman.
Well, for herself.
Oh my god! Imagine. It's like I've got a
If they ever have to go to the desert.
If they ever have to like sneak into an Imperial facility and they're like, I got the best disguise for Omega, how she can blend in. Gonki, we're gonna have to take out all your innards. Sorry.
Yep. You're getting lobotomized.
Rip in peace, Gonki. I'm assuming Gonki's not dead in reality, but still.
Yeah, I'm hoping not.
Yeah. I expect that we will it'll be more of a Bad Batch focused episode next week. But, well.
It kind of has to be, right?
I assume. Although we might get more stuff on the Camino stuff. Like, where are the clones being taken?
Yeah. I would like to see where they would have gone if they didn't get immediately busted. If they were like going to leave the galaxy, if they have like other outposts.
What, the Kaminoans?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, clearly they formerly had other outposts, like on that one we saw in what's it called?
In the Cad Bane episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Bounty Lost?
Yeah, like that was a former Kaminoan outpost.
Yeah, I want to, because at this point I'm not even sure that Camino is their home planet.
I think it is in canon. I think they've said it's their home planet.
But I would like to see like other places that they are. Because like that alien in the vat, in that old outpost, really made me think that this isn't what Kaminoans always looked like.
Maybe.
That they're really like genetically like...
But there was also a Celestin in there, so I mean, unless they also look like Celestins.
Well, yes, but that other alien looked like nothing else we've ever seen.
I mean, it looks like many aliens we've seen. We've seen Duros, we've seen Givens, we've seen Kaminoans, we've seen...
I meant the big one that we couldn't...
Yeah, I know, but it does look like aliens we have seen, though. I mean, it's like just the classic alien type,
it
thing.
looked like a proto-Kaminoan to me.
Yeah, but Kaminoans are based off of like they've got the same inspiration. They're based off of like Roswell aliens, aren't they? Like grey aliens.
Yes, but they're also hella into eugenics.
I know, but that's
That's
in universe, yeah.
Yeah. I am at least headcanoning that was like a proto, like what a natural Kaminoan would look like. And the ones on Kamino are just like weird freaks of science.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not, but you can.
Yeah, fair enough. But just like, just like how there are like 27 Alexandrias, I am going to be thinking that there are like, at least like 5 different Caminos in maybe even different galaxies.
Well, Star Wars has already done that though, with like the Cato Nemoidia stuff.
Exactly. There's a precedent.
Yeah. This is interesting. Do you think, I've heard some people say that the Empire were just planning to kill all of the clones systematically. That's why they're taking them all out of Camino and onto spaceships.
I don't know about killing them systematically. I think it's more of a throwing them into suicide missions. So
but
that
why?
They might serve some sort of a purpose.
I don't think it'll be suicide missions at this point. I think they just use them until because like getting them killed is kind of a waste.
But so is systematically killing.
No, I'm saying I disagree with that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it would achieve nothing. Like, if you send them into missions with, like, no backup and little resources, at least they can do something.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like I don't think they'll be put in any position that, like, a stormtrooper wasn't put in.
Probably not. Like, yeah, I know that they want to get rid of them, but...
Yeah, but you may as well just use them as much as you can.
Or, like, put them in mines or something.
In mines?
Yeah.
Maybe they make hand mines out of the clones.
I meant, like, forced labor.
Oh, I don't see the purpose of that.
Well, they're already, like, child soldiers. If you don't want to rely on them as soldiers, you could probably rely on them as forced labor.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a difference between they don't want to rely on them and they don't want to use them. I mean, they've used clones. They're still using clones at the moment. They're using clones to teach and train other civilian soldiers or whatever, a volunteer force. So I don't see why they wouldn't just keep using them as soldiers.
Because they're apparently expensive, I guess.
Yeah, but they no longer are paying for them.
Well, I mean, they would still have to, like, procure resources, probably.
I mean, they would have to do that anyway, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I don't know what you need, how much stuff you need to make a clone.
No, I don't think they're going to be making clones. I'm saying they'll use the ones that they have.
I don't know.
Yeah, cause I'm just saying I don't think they'll just get rid of them now, because I feel like that would just be no point. You've spent the money, you've sown the seeds, reap the rewards.
What else are they mobilizing them for then?
I think they're just getting them off of Camino to make Camino and the Kaminoans have like no control over the clones and their training processes anymore, because like as the clones are born and trained on Camino, the Kaminoans clearly have like quite a large amount of control over what happens to them and over like all of their stuff and training and their ideology and that kind of thing. And so if the Empire takes them away from that, they no longer have that they no longer have that overbearing Kaminoan big brother. They now have like Papa Palpatine and his regime directly.
But didn't they specifically say the word... Well, no, the specific term mobilize means to be able to transport themselves. Never mind. Mobilization doesn't mean that they're going straight to war, does it?
Not necessarily, I don't think.
They're just literally becoming mobile.
Yeah, in like a literal sense, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I do want to mention quickly, why did they change the models for the young clones?
Maybe they're meant to be a slightly different age, but I really do not know.
They look so bad. I noticed this, like, I think we mentioned this in the first episode of Bad Batch. That the young clones' faces look different. It's like, what's wrong with your face? Moment right there.
That's 2 episodes in a row. Wrong. That's 2 episodes in a row when you've made that joke.
Exactly. It's like...
I'm not complaining. There have been weird faces.
Yeah. Why didn't they just use the models previously? Like I'm pretty sure they used the Scorch model from his appearance earlier on in the Clone Wars.
It is not unlikely.
Bar the backpack. They changed the backpack for some reason. Because Scorch's backpack has like high explosives and kind of stuff like attached to it, and in this episode he just has a normal backpack.
Does that mean it's a different dude?
It could just mean that he's got a different backpack. I mean, Occam's razor.
Well, but you know, from the perspective of a superfan, he's slightly different, therefore it's not him.
God damn it, yeah, it's like, that's like a cartoon logic, when like a cartoon character changes their clothes to something different.
He puts on glasses, so it can't be
It's a
Superman.
different character, yeah.
Mm.
It's a Scorch from another dimension.
He put on glasses and tied his hair up, so he automatically can't be the hot girl of the prom.
Whoa. This Scorch has a bowl cut and is bad at being a commando, so he's Doofus Scorch. And next episode we'll see the Council of Scorches, and then we'll see the Council of Gregors, and a few episodes later that's underwater or something, I can't remember.
Yeah, and there will be an evil J-Bo Hood who is the bad guy of the season.
Whoa.
And he was revealed to always have been the bad guy.
Whoa, it's so compelling.
And then there will be an episode that is just like Farscape, except everyone is a monkey or something.
I haven't seen Farscape. Apparently it's good.
I've heard the same. I know that it had a bunch of like similar DNA with the later seasons of Stargate. Basically, the 2 leads of Farscape became like the 2 leads of Stargate at the end.
Wow.
Ben Browder, he had a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I almost called them Gamers of the Galaxy.
Gamers of the Galaxy, that's my worst nightmare.
He was kind of a gamer. He was like the leader of those people who had those like VR space bikes. You know, those gold people?
What? Oh, yeah.
It was like the captain that the Queen talked to.
Yeah.
Like twice in that movie.
That guy, yeah. I like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think it's the best one. I think the second Guardians of the Galaxy is the better film, like in most ways. I do think Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is funnier.
It's possible.
Like there's 2 jokes that don't land for me in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Are they both from Drax?
No, they're the ones that are when... Oh, what was it? I forgot. It was...
one of them were the nuts or mushrooms or something that Nebula ate?
Yeah,
right?
that one. It didn't pay off for me. I don't think it was very funny. Like, it wasn't ripe. It's like, not very funny. And the Taserface bit went on for way too long. And it wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
That's my only gripes for that movie. Everything else I love.
Yeah, I didn't like when Drax was towed behind the ship and was yelling about his nipples.
Why not?
But,
that's comedy gold, Luke.
Nipples are gold, I know. Like Ben Browder in that movie. But I do agree it's strangely underrated.
Yeah.
It's like the Ant-Man of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Whoa, or the
like
Ant-Man
better.
2 of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Because I quite like Ant-Man 2, because the villain isn't much of a villain, really.
Yeah.
And Lawrence Fishburne is just Lawrence Fishburne.
Indeed. He's very good.
And,
The Ghost was done very well, as you said.
Yeah, Walton Goggins gets arrested in the end. Because of the truth serum.
that bit when Paul Rudd is really small was really good, I thought.
Yeah, when it was like half sized.
Yeah.
He wasn't like tiny. Wasn't huge. Oh.
He was wearing that gigantic hoodie.
I want to rewatch that film. I love that film.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. We should be getting a Spider-Man 3 trailer at some point.
I thought I heard like verified leaks that we were supposed to get it like 2 weeks ago.
It was International Spider-Man's Day yesterday, apparently, and we got
Didn't know that was a thing.
And we got a Venom 2 trailer, but not a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
Spider-Man No Way Jose. Well,
exactly.
Hopefully it's soon, because it's supposed to come out like in December or November.
Well, they've delayed Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And now they've paused production on Thor Love and Thunder indefinitely.
Oh,
which
are
kind of
cases going back up in America?
Yeah, it's not good. It's pretty bad in America, and everyone seems to think that it's fine, but it's not. It's not fine.
Sadness.
Big sadness. Big Samus.
Ooh, Samus. Metroid. Dread. Coming sometimes.
Dread coming? Wow.
Oof. That's, that's what they call it in Ghostbusters when Egon or whoever gets that blowjob from a ghost.
I watched that film with my family, and I didn't when I was a kid, and I didn't get that part.
It's not too suitable.
Yeah. Why is it like the classic kids film?
I don't think it's supposed to be a classic kids film.
Well, like a one that kids enjoyed.
I do not know. I do not know. People were a lot more lenient in the 80s.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Yeah.
I mean, PG-13 movies didn't exist, or only started existing around that time, didn't they?
Was
it with
Jaws.
Temple of Doom?
I think it was Jaws, right?
I thought it was Temple of Doom. Tough to say, though.
Temple of Doom isn't that bad.
It's not by today's standards, but I think that, cutting the heart out. I think that was the point when they realized maybe there should be like a middle step between suitable for kids and not suitable.
Yeah, but the guy didn't die.
That doesn't help that much. That only makes it worse. Because kids will think that you can cut someone's heart out and they'll survive.
I mean, he was clearly in pain, and then he went into some lava and died.
It's a bit like in the 60s, they replaced the Human Torch in a Fantastic Four cartoon with a robot. Because they thought that if they saw a man on fire, kids would try to set themselves on fire.
Is this the original Human Torch?
No. This is a bit different. The original Human Torch was from like the 1940s.
Yeah. Who then
was an android.
He was always a robot. Ah.
Yeah, but in I think the 60s cartoon, instead of Human Torch, they put in Herbie the robot.
Yeah.
Who's just like a robotic nanny or something.
Herbie is the name of that beetle.
The love bug.
No, what? No, I mean the from the Herbie movies.
The car, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that called Herbie the Love Bug?
Oh, is it called the Love Bug? I have no idea. I just know it was in that terrible reboot recently. And by recently, I mean like over 10 years ago. That was a bad
I don't know
movie.
why, but it reminds me of the Inspector Gadget live-action movie.
God. I remember...
Because there was a car in there, probably.
I remember in like the final race in the Herbie movie, like not the original, the remake, the car that Herbie was racing against was like this high-tech car, and it had like holographic like speed, like he was like on the side of the car, it was like it was like pushing against like the speed to super fast or something.
Like the Speed Force?
I don't know. It was just dumb. It was like a super high-tech car with holograms and stuff.
Huh. Sounds like something from Speed Racer the movie.
Apparently, some people like it, some people hate it. From the bits I've seen, I feel like I would actually enjoy it because it seems like stupid fun.
from what I remember from seeing it, like, around the time it came out, it's definitely like a live-action cartoon.
Yeah, which I think is entertaining.
It could be.
I don't know. I'm apprehensive to watch it. Because I feel like I'm either going to like it or I'm going to absolutely hate it.
I mean, it's a Wachowski sisters production, so whatever the case, it will at least be interesting and will have cool stuff in it.
Indeed. I remember back in the day when I was in like primary school, and some of my friends would have like Speed Racer lunchboxes.
Yeah, it's definitely a good source for merch, although I don't think it's like too popular. It's definitely worth it to watch it just to see if they do their own version of a sound that normal humans make.
Oi.
Oi.
Love that.
He's going over that cliff.
God damn it. Speed Racer is in a... I mean, did you watch any... Oh, no, this is going to be too... I'm not sure if you would know this. When I was a kid, I used to watch this channel called Kishen, who made like Lego animations, and he did one that got very popular called like the superhero meeting, and it had like
I have not heard of this. Do tell.
Oh, it had like Batman, Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan, Chewbacca, Spider-Man, Speed Racer, Master Chief, all that kind of stuff. I was just gonna say,
the famous superheroes Luke Skywalker, Master Chief, and
I think it wasn't superheroes. I think it was just meeting of the heroes. And then there was a companion one called Meeting of the Villains, which had like all the villains too.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it wasn't. It was just meant. Never mind.
It was just a trip down memory lane. That's allowed.
Is it, or is it illegal? Bum bum bum.
Memories are now illegal. If you remember anything, you're going to jail.
God damn it! Memories from cats is now illegal.
Ha!
Get it.
I guess I'm gonna go to jail immediately.
Yeah. Bye bye.
I just watched Cats again the other day.
Why? Why did you?
Because I promised that my last act as the sci-fi and fantasy president would be a screening of Cats. So on the 31st of July, the last day of my presidency, it was like, we're doing a screening right now. And the very second the movie ended, I logged off of Zoom and didn't participate in anything, because that would mean that I did more things as a president than do the screening.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Oddly enough, I wasn't the only person in that screening. There were like 7 of us.
I just don't... It was at least a butthole cut.
Well, apparently all cuts are the butthole cut because they left like 2 of them in.
Really?
I didn't see them, but they missed them.
You should do the next video uploaded to our YouTube channel will be one by Luke called "I Watch Cats at 1 frame per second, and this is what I found. These are the buttholes I found."
I've also learned that the Heaviside layer is not a layer as in the layer of Grievous, but like onions have layers.
Whoa!
I didn't know that until now.
Wow. I wonder what else has layers. Like in Star Wars, what has layers? Like Coruscant has layers?
It does. I mean, at least 1313 of them.
No, I think way more. At least like double that, because 1313 is like really far down, isn't it? And if it's it's the 1313th level up, then there's like 1,313 levels further down, which is crazy.
Unless they are being special and are counting top to bottom.
Oh, but then you got to change the level number every single time you make a new level.
Well, maybe they just don't.
What? So the upper level of Coruscant is level plus 15.
Yeah, it's an opposite basement.
Wow. No, actually, no. If you keep going up every single, I mean, like, if the top layer was 1 and then you add layers, then it would have to be minus, even though they'll be further up.
Yeah.
Wow. Note to self: don't put you in charge of Coruscant's Ecumenopolis.
I feel like if there is one certainty in the universe, it's that I will never be in charge of Coruscant's Ecumenopolis.
I that's the main certainty. What is another certainty? Should we clarify our predictions for next week, or just move on to our light side?
I'm uncertain, but
Whoa!
what I think is that we should solidify our predictions.
Yeah. So I think next.
Do you want to begin?
Yeah, next week will be Crosshair Hunter having a long chat, and Hunter will suddenly have had all of his character growth in like one episode. So that, like, everything that he should have learned over the course of the series, he would know next week. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So, like, even though his character growth hasn't appeared, like, this week, it will appear next week. And I think he's going to have a long talk with Crosshair. Going to make him kind of reconsider, but he's going to be like, no, I'm still the bad guy. And then it's going to be a lot of Wrecker and Omega are going to be talking about, like, oh, what's the best ways to save Hunter? And then they're going to ask Tech, and Tech is like, well, I think the best course of action is to do X, Y, and Z. And then Echo will be like, yes. And then never say anything again. And they'll just be getting stuff together, probably. I don't know.
I do think that Omega will kind of take charge in this episode.
Whoa.
Maybe ask Rex for help. Maybe ask Sid for help for some reason, but I'm not too sure about that. I feel like Sid isn't completely out of the picture. I feel like she will have to do something to have some sort of a payoff for her.
Yeah. Maybe Sid... I don't know what Sid will do.
Maybe she will contact some other friends.
I don't know.
Of hers.
I found it refreshing to not have Sid, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like Sid. I like the character, but
not that much.
It's like her involvement in the story made it move at a glacial pace.
Yeah, exactly. But do you think we'll see Hauser again this season?
I don't think so anymore.
Whoa, so why did they make the Hauser action figure?
Well, I don't know.
Money.
Maybe they had a quota on how many action figures they need to do, and Bolo and Catch didn't seem interesting enough.
Is that their names?
I think so.
Wow. Nice.
I don't know which is which, but
I don't know which one suits what name.
I feel like the Ithorian feels a bit more like a Bolo.
And Ash Ketchum.
Yep. He's the human of the group. He's their trainer.
He's the human of the group.
Yeah. Ketch is the male Weequay, and Bolo is the male Ithorian.
Indeed. So we figured out, maybe they will... I don't think they'll actually come. Maybe they're going to Naboo and hire Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, so that he can do the suicide mission.
Yes.
Now I'm seeing that Bolo and Ketch may or may not have been in Clone Wars.
They weren't in Clone Wars.
Here's a theory/analysis on Wikipedia from Obi-Sean Kenobi 1.
Wow. Saying?
Bolo and Ketch may or may not have been in episode 7 of season 7 Dangerous Death.
Is that a Hondo one?
No, that's Rafa and Trace.
Oh. Why?
Apparently Trace rescued an unidentified Weequay and an unidentified Ithorian prisoners. And in the same episode, those two noticed Trace with Ahsoka and Rafa and run away.
I don't remember that. That goes to show. That would be interesting, though. I guess.
Apparently, they have different eye colors.
Oh.
So, possibly not.
As we know, that they like reusing assets, so if that's the case, then it's probably not the case.
The Ithorian seems to be wearing the same shirt.
Oh my god, shirt confirmed. Maybe
Hashtag Star Wars shirt speculation.
maybe it's the same shirt, but a different Ithorian.
Yeah, he...
Be right back. I'm gonna make a thing for Bolo's polo shirt or Bolo's shirt on Wikipedia. So,
Bolos Polos Emporium.
oh my god, we figured it out. That's how he gets his money to go to Sid's.
He's also in Solo.
Oh my god, Bolo's polos in Solo. Incredible.
Is that our title, or is that too stupid?
No, Bolo's polos in Solo. Go ahead. Do you think we should move on to our Tokyo 2020 medal winning segment?
Yeah, unless you have any more in predictions.
Not really.
Well, even if you don't say them, they are still valid.
Yay!
That's how they work.
We could just gaslight our audience next week. It's like,
When
yeah, we got
don't
it.
we?
We got 100% right. You know, we actually predicted I Am Your Father years and years ago.
Yeah, actually, in Spunkstone, we outlined to the T exactly how Bad Batch would go.
Yeah, every
And
single
also
part.
we guessed the twist ending of the crossover show between Mando and all the other shows that I don't know what it's called yet, or if it even has a name yet.
Yeah, but obviously Spunkstone got lost to time, so you'll never be able to see it. So you're just going to have to take our word for it.
Yeah, sadly.
We're on episode
Lost in the
40.
Flames, not unlike Harry Osborn in that Spider-Man cartoon.
Indeed, but we are on episode 40, I forgot that.
Yeah, it's almost a milestone episode.
No, we are on episode 40. That's a
I
milestone.
know, but 40 isn't that much of a milestone. is it?
Well, that's true. 10 more episodes and we'll be something.
10 more episodes.
10 more episodes to go. But first, we've got our classic light side, dark side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu.
My favorite segment on the Citadel.
I have actually written down mine for the first time ever.
Wow, in that case, you win and can go first.
Surely that means I lose.
Because you're such a well-prepared
Well,
boy.
predictably, my light side is, of course, Gonki.
Hey.
Just the mention of Gonki having relevance to the episode's plot. Really, this did bring a smile to my face.
Gonki deserved something like this. Sadly, I guess Gonki and Gonk droids in general might be a bit too slow and immobile to have a proper episode like AP5, unlike AP5 and Chopper.
Well, unless Gonki was doing no. The only reason why it seems limited is because you haven't written it well enough. Bam!
I suppose.
Bam!
I suppose. If they give Gonki like a friend, they might be able to carry an episode.
Yeah.
I guess it could be like a Baymax.
If it seems that there's a limitation based on that kind of thing, just write it so you can get around it.
Or just give him the Super Gonk cheat from Lego Star Wars.
What's the Super Gonk cheat from Lego Star Wars?
It's one of those red brick bonuses that allows you to play as the Gonk droid and be super fast and jump super high and attack as well, I think.
Whoa. That's pretty cool. I never liked the Lego Star Wars games that much.
Yeah,
If
that's
I,
fair. They're
it's,
not
because,
for
it's because I didn't like the vehicle segments. They took ages and they were difficult for me because I'm stupid. And
No, well, you're not stupid, but like, I think especially the one on Geonosis is like legendarily difficult for kids anyway.
And there was a lot, like, this is like ages ago, obviously. There was a lot of me just like, what do I do now?
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair.
But yeah, I'm just stupid. But
No.
Super Gonky is my light side. And what be your light side, Luke?
I was quite spoiled for choice this week.
Indeed.
But after much deliberation, I narrowed it down to a couple, and I think I will go with a pretty minor thing of Gregor punching one of those soldiers in the throat.
Oh, that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that whole scene, that whole fighty bit with the smoke grenade that exploded with a sound that was the same as normal grenades, which was a little strange. But then it just did smoke.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? That the sound cue was as if it blew up, but then it just let out smoke.
Yeah, that tricks the audience. It subverts your expectations.
Ayo. So I guess that the trooper who got punched in the throat was Ryan Johnson himself.
Pardon, sorry?
I guess that based on what you're saying, the soldier who got punched in the throat was Ryan Johnson himself.
Whoa. That's prolific.
That's political.
Well, another light side I meant to say that I completely forgot was, so this entire episode, the Bad Batch were careful to use the stun setting on their blasters to stun all the stormtroopers, the proto stormtroopers, and the clone commandos. But when the Omicron is being piloted by Omega, waiting to pick up everyone on the side of the mountain, what happens when the door opens? Wrecker is standing there with his gun, and he's just firing down the
just mowing
them down like there's no tomorrow. Amazing moment.
Well, minimize casualties, but
not really.
I did.
And that bit when they held up that clone commando and he just got shot by the proto stormtroopers.
Oh yeah, like a living shield.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, and then they pushed him in the middle and he just got shot like 15 more times.
Yeah.
This episode had a lot of great action. Like, another light side from me, the dogfight.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That may have been like the best directed or choreographed space fight that I've seen.
In animation, at least.
In animation, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
The beginning of Revenge of the Sith is really hard to beat.
But that's sort of different levels, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different thing. Like one ship versus a couple other ones, I don't know what could top this one.
Yeah. Very entertaining. But what was something you did not find entertaining? What is your dark side?
Ooh, switching up the order now, are we?
Yeah.
Well, my dark side, I think, should be quite obvious. And it might be what you were thinking of as well. It's the walking back on all the progress that they made with the relationship with Omega and Hunter.
Yeah, fair enough.
And to a lesser degree, the relationship of Hunter towards money and what is right. They are really kind of dropping the ball on this whole character progression for these people. And by these people, I mean Hunter specifically.
Yeah, it seems more stagnant, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. But they might still end on a high. Well,
I reckon they will.
Humans aren't very, consistent either.
Yeah.
I
reckon
progress
it will
is never linear. Almost never, that is. But this is getting a little ridiculous.
Unfortunate, but yeah. I reckon it will be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, what is your dark side?
Mine was
Do you have anything else than me?
My dark side, yeah. Other than that, I guess just the lack of explanation for Gregor, like no sort of consequence for his explosion, I guess. But it's not really a dark side, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll do something later.
Yeah, they will be some time in the next 2 episodes to further develop that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
And even if they don't, keeping it a secret for a little longer is still better than just saying, oh, it doesn't matter, or I am my own clone, or whatever.
I am my own clone, oh my god. My son is a clone of me, and my son is a clone of me, and he is your father, so you're my granddaughter.
Well, I married this woman, and my son married her mother. What? So I am my own grandfather, then.
Whoa. Talking of things that are kind of strange in that regard, what is your one in the middle?
Well, my one in the middle is a little bit strange because I can't think of too many things that I didn't like nor dislike this episode, and I thought for a bit that I might give it to the music this time.
Whoa!
Because even that reminded me of Metal Gear Solid, but...
Why you always
I know, but for real, the music in particular in the opening scene, I'm no music expert, so I don't know if synthy would be the way to describe it.
Yeah.
But whatever way you would describe the music in the opening scene of this episode, that's literally what most Metal Gear Solid music is like.
Yeah, that is because it's like PS1s, PS2s.
Yeah. The first one is PS1.
A lot of the music in this episode, from when they were going around the Imperial base, is like uses of tiny bits of A New Hope as well, when they were going around the Death Star.
Ah. Really driving that point home, weren't they?
Yeah. And I'm driving it home as well.
Whoa, drive it home then.
I am.
Bring it home. What's your one in the middle?
Oh, my one in the middle, the Bendu, might actually be the sound effects. A lot of Republic Commando sound effects in this episode. A lot of Dark Forces sound effects too.
From the game specifically?
From the game specifically, yeah. They've used a few in the past, so...
Like what, for example?
Like the sounds of some like canisters, of like some doors opening, some like medical effect sounds, things like that, of like buttons. A lot of Dark Forces buttons and elevator switches.
Gotta love those.
Yeah, classic ones. That's what fan bases are built around. That's what rebellions are built. Rebellions are built on Dark Forces button presses.
I mean, that's why our censoring sound is the way it is. And definitely not because it's just button dialing sped up.
That is true. Amazing. I thought that was just an effect on Audacity.
It is.
Yeah, it sounds like
sped up.
Sounds like a Dark Forces effect though.
Yeah, it is very good. I tried to sample an actual Dark Forces effect, but
yeah,
in the limited time that I spent on it, I couldn't find a clean sample.
Oh, and Scorch's gun, the sound of Scorch's gun is the same sound as the sound of his gun in the Republic Commando games, because in those games, all of the commandos have individual sound effects for their blaster rifles.
Well, isn't that something?
Indeed. Yeah.
That sure is something.
Because otherwise, I guess it would get annoying to just hear the same sound effect over and over and over again.
It's not unlikely.
Yeah. Very short game, though.
It's on the Nintendo Switch now, remastered.
Whoa.
Or just ported, maybe.
There's a lot of blood in that game. A lot of Geonosian blood. And you kill a lot of Geonosian babies in that game. Which is actually really dark.
Oh, no. Babies as in the brain slugs.
No, babies as in eggs. And then the Geonosians that hatch from the eggs.
That sounds not canon.
It was. They were like, quickly, you must destroy the eggs before they hatch. And if you don't, the eggs, and you get too close to the eggs hatch, and then baby Geonosians come out and attack you.
That sounds almost even worse than a certain game that I will not mention again because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Is it Metal Gear?
No, I'm talking about Spec Ops: The Line.
Oh, oof.
I don't think that it's a spoiler when I say that you don't actually kill baby Geonosians in that game.
Yeah, I figured. Imagine though. No, but I'm pretty happy seeing all of this kind of stuff from Legends coming in. It's nice, and it makes me wonder if we're going to see more of the Republic Commandos in the Bad Batch in the future.
It might be a bit late for that.
No, but I mean in the future,
because
in like
they are
season
probably
2.
not very themselves anymore. Maybe just like cameos, mostly faceless cameos like this.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just wondering. No, because like clearly, like Scourge was actually like a worthy opponent to the Bad Batch. I mean, like he was able to do some damage, and he's just one guy. What happens when there's 3 of them? And I'm saying 3 because Sev kind of dies or goes missing at the end of the first game. So, and there was meant to be a sequel, but there never was.
Well, maybe they can make it in either POG form.
Whoa!
Or, like a Bad Batch Season 2, or,
Have we made that?
or its own Republic Commandos
Yeah.
miniseries.
Have we made that POG joke, the Simpsons POG joke, 2 weeks in a row now?
Was that last week?
It was last Tuesday.
Seriously? I don't. Well, I don't know why it's so fresh in my mind.
Yeah, they're back.
I always
in
think
POG
about the
form.
Simpsons, probably.
It is pretty amazing. The Simpsons of the Pogs, obviously. Pogs are really stupid. You just like you get like a tower of Pogs, and then you like throw a Pog onto the tower of Pogs, and you gotta like flip the Pogs onto the other side, and if they do, then you get those Pogs.
Well, it's like gacha games in real life, but with more gambling involved.
I don't know what a gacha game is.
That's like, Star Wars Republic Commando, not Republic Commandos.
Yeah.
What's it called? That game where you like buy loot boxes and in them you have like shards of characters, and if you get enough you can use them. And
oh yeah.
you have those like mobile games.
Yeah, there's a lot of those kind of things, but in real life. Like, did you have in the Czech Republic? Did you have Go-Go's Crazy Bones?
I don't think so.
Yeah, those used to cost like £2, and you get like 2 in a packet, and they're randomized. And then what you would do is that you would like have them all in like battle formations, and then you flick them at the your opponent's battle formation of Go-Go Crazy Bones. And it was always like meant. I mean, they say, but I mean, this was terrible, and I never let this happen. They said that if you knock over an opponent's Go-Go's Crazy Bones, you get to keep that. I was like, no, that's not fair. It's not fair. You can't do... Because otherwise people could just steal your entire collection, which costs, like, so much money.
Yeah, kids can be real grifters like that.
Yeah.
It's like with Pogs. I never had Crazy Bones. I've had, what are they called? Crazy Beans or something?
Crazy Beans? Is it like Mad Beans? Mega Beans?
Crazy Jumpin' Beans?
Are those the ones with like wrestlers on them?
Some of them had wrestlers, but all of them had like pictures on them. I don't think you could like fight in them. But
are those the ones that can't flip over?
They definitely can flip over, but they're like a bean with like a ball inside.
Yeah, so it like mostly stays up, right?
I think it's more so that they like roll weird.
Oh. Interesting.
Because they would also sell like not quite obstacle courses, but like things they would go down.
Yeah, weird.
But that is...
they'll probably do stuff like that with Star Wars. There's
Oh,
probably
definitely.
there's probably Star Wars mega jumping beans or whatever they're called.
Crazy jumping beans.
Crazy jumping
Star
beans.
Wars. Let's see.
I guarantee there's a Darth Maul one.
There's always a Darth Maul something. I can't see anything.
What? I know there's a Ben.
Maybe they didn't have enough money to have a proper Star Wars license.
Oof.
Oh, there are Fortnite ones.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna end myself right now.
I guess that was On Air-Deraan. I guess Freddy just died, so it's just me who's doing the shilling.
And I am a ghost.
Oh no, Freddy became a forced ghost.
Don't worry.
Actually, this was...
Are you okay?
Oh, how is Afterlife?
It wasn't pleasant, I guess.
Well, riveting.
Indeed.
Well, Forced Ghost, if you have any internet capabilities to pass your time in the afterlife, you can go to On Air-Deraan, all one word, with an ad in the beginning, to tweet some fun things at us.
Wow.
Or go to On Space Air-Deraan on YouTubes to listen to all of our good stuff and watch some bonus videos that you can find on there. Every once in a while, when something important happens, we do a news gunray, like a bite-sized news thingy.
Wow, I'm sure you do that very often, considering there's loads of Star Wars news.
I'm sure we've done that more than once. And also, if you want to talk to us directly, you can send us an email, onairderaan@gmail.com, all one word, and bloody really lay into us with your love and adoration.
So much.
Bloody build up those, what are they called?
What?
The relationship between the content creator and his watchers.
Fan base?
No, it's like a
fan-
special scientific term.
Our fan base are on Air-Derunlings.
Are you saying we're infested by them?
What? No,
Earlings?
no, like on Air-Derunlings, like younglings.
On air, they're wronglings.
God.
What about on air, the Rada ones?
Oh my god. Sup my Air-Derun ones. We're back.
What? What about what about?
I do like on Air-Derun ones. That's just so stupid. Oh my god. God. Oh. I'm gonna end myself again, so I'll be a double ghost.
What about Oner Durat Sagdiev?
I don't know what that is.
Oner Dorat?
Is this a Borat joke?
My name is Oner Dorat.
I think you should end yourself.
I like a Star Wars. I like podcasting.
Somebody
It's
please end
nice.
this. End this.
What Star Wars we were?
And then the Death Star can cleanse you.
What do you mean? I've never felt cleaner in my life.
You may fire when ready.